Welcome to Obstacle Running Adventures.
I want to go back a little further. I wanted to be really good at obstacle course racing after I won the European Champs in 2018. Before that, I was like, I wanted to coach people. I wanted to be part of the communities. I would say more sure, I was really fit. Like I would like top 10, top 5 podium and like some events, but I never was like, I'm just here to win races and be this badass athlete. And no, I wanted to like hang out with people. And I was like, I had a coaching event, a business event going on where like we had 1,200 people ish a year for 3, 4 years in a row coming to our events. I brought like the education courses for coaches to Europe. I wanted to facilitate what you also live for in OCR, like the community events. I was like, this is the great stuff. Like if it's called like whatever race or like with Spartan or Savage or Toughest or Nordic Race or Tough Viking, Tough Mudder, like any of these things. I'm like, it's the people in it. Because I saw this like underlying tone that people who were really into obstacle course racing, they loved overcoming obstacles for a reason. It's
Yeah.
people who were like faced with obstacles in their life, and it doesn't matter if it's like teeny tiny or big, but they were like very insisting on like, no, I want to overcome these obstacles. And I felt that. I felt that so much. Um, and when I had to like transition into being like, no, I want to compete more, I found that it's really hard to write a master's thesis, have 2 jobs, have a relationship, do charity work, and host training events like every weekend almost for people, and then also be an athlete. And I didn't quite get that in 2018, 2019 when I was trying to ramp up my training and learn more about like what to do for not other people, but for myself. And I definitely burned the candle in too many ways. Those who follow me very closely know that this is the period my mom was like at the final 2 years of her terminal, what do you call it? She had cancer, which was terminal, so terminal diagnosis.
Mhm.
Um, and those 2 years were incredibly, of course, really difficult. Like my mom was like the best mom. I loved her for who she was. Not the sharpest knife in the drawer here or sharpest tool in the shed. I think you say in
Yep.
America, but like so loving. Like always, like other people first. Like I remember I asked her the last year because she struggled like quite a bit financially. I remember asking her, I know I can raise like at least 35, $40,000 for you.
Mm.
And I will I would love to do it. I would love to do it. I'll put in that work and that would make your life sweeter. You won't have to worry about the same things you're worrying about right now. It's not like she needed like a nice car or like
Right.
boots or a Louis Vuitton bag. It's like she was just like, what about like rent and like basic things and she worried too much about it. I was like, we can close the gap. I was like, we'll figure it out. Like I'll make magic happen because I want to make that happen. And she was the kind of person who was like, if you're capable of raising like that much money, you're gonna give it to charity. You're not giving it to me. And like I was just like, that was like it made me cry. It made me cry real hard because I was like, but me and the other people who would donate to this would want you to have it.
Right.
And she was like, if any of those money, any penny can go to like helping other people with cancer and other families where they may not have a terminal diagnosis, but they can actually recover and stay with the family. You're giving all the money there, and throughout the years, and still counting to this day, I think we've raised more than $100,000 now, and it's just like it's amazing. A lot of that work was done like pre-COVID when we had like physical events when mom was there, like as the hero, the fighter of the scene.
Mhm.
And my mom taught me to dream. I just forgot to like dream when I was struggling with like her being sick, trying to be an athlete, and do all these things at the same time. So COVID came in a clutch for me. It actually gave me a chance to like kind of pause, zoom out a little bit, and be like, all right, what is really important to me? Why was I even doing sports anymore? OCR felt dull. Like everything was dying out. Events were dying out. I was confused about like my own fitness and like I do have a master's in math and economics. I would have like job security within a couple of months, a canteen, insurance,
Yeah.
basic things that are like really nice to have in like most adults' lives. And I was like, I had sacrificed that to like run my own business and be this person that was doing sports and and going out for charity events and public speaking and hosting all these things I was really engaged about. But I was like, should I kind of like give up on this dream? Because why am I pursuing it? Mom died. Like my life is different now. My life will forever be different. And I was thinking about that for the full first year of COVID. And things opened up a little bit, closed down a little bit. And I didn't make a full decision, but I decided after about a year, it's like, you know what? No, I want to like feel it. And I knew they were racing in Florida and some places in America. So I booked a 7-week training camp in Colorado. And I did some races out of there. I did the Savage races, and I feel like I did a Spartan National Series as well. In Jacksonville, I got top 10, and I was like, all right, that's not too bad. I podiumed in Savage against Kempson
Yep.
and the other guys that were running really fast. I got second a couple of days in a row in Florida. And on the last day, the day I had to fly home, I totally fractured my leg. So I had put in like all this work, and the last day before my flight, I destroyed my tibia bone. Um, and I didn't get it checked in America, to be honest, because it's it's not that I don't trust the healthcare system. It's just I don't know it, and I hear stories, but the stories I hear are not amazing.
No, they're not.
No, so I was like, you know what? This flight is in like 5 hours, and I just thought I tore a ligament. I had never had a fracture before. I
Mm.
was like, it's very painful. But then the medics gave me a bunch of painkillers that unfortunately stopped working on the first out of 3 flights.
Oh,
So I had a 24-hour trip home, incredibly painful, lots of crying, lots of pondering. What
right.
now? Got home, had a fracture, and it was like pretty bad fracture. So they were like, maybe you shouldn't do your sport anymore. Maybe, I mean, maybe you can't ever run fast again like that. Not
Yeah.
fast like that again. You could run like, well, maybe if you're lucky and if you're not stupid.
Yeah.
Um, and the problem is I'm smart, but I'm really stupid. Like I'm one of those people that really want things and I'm like a little bit impatient. So I'm like, I have to do it.
Yeah.
So I was like, no, I'm gonna like try to be good about it. So I was kind of like okay with the dream of sport having gone to a certain extent down the drain here.
Yeah.
It didn't quite. I mean, I had already gotten team world championships, double European champ, and I had like actually been close to like more than 4,000 people that I had engaged with and had real conversation with. I had taught them skills they didn't have before. I'd hosted training camps to different countries, and my social media was like flourishing. I was like, it's like this is not a dead dream. It's just like not the ending I was looking for. But I was like getting kind of okay with it. So I applied for more jobs. I stayed at the university. I started at Ernst and Young. I started writing my get a grip training programs, which later on has bought me a lot of more time in the sport.
Good.
And I had issues with the leg for a year and a half. Like I got back to some training, but I was just having a lot of pain. It was as if something was wrong, and we just couldn't quite figure out what the heck was wrong. So we changed the strength work, we changed all the things you can do as an athlete with like sleep and how you train and load adjustments. That's often what you do with bones. But I mean, at that point, like the bone should be good. So like, why are we having pain? The bone should be fine-ish after about a couple of months. Um, but it just kept being bothersome. But then it started feeling great.
Yeah.
Like a year and a half later, I had been working and I knew why I was working. I could feel inside. I was like, no, I want to get back to sports and I want to give this a go. This is not the ending I was looking for. I want to like choose when to get off this stupid horse. And even if the horse looks crazy and I'm running around, people don't agree with like how I'm riding. This is the thing I want to do, but I want to choose when to stop and get out the saddle and be like, I'm happy. I'm